Don't you worry, everybody. I'm back from holiday. How's it going, everybody? This is Radishhead, and welcome back to another episode of Upland Analysis. Wow, there has been a lot going on, both inside Upland and on my side as well. And I'm going to start with that. I'm not quite ready for the official announcement yet, but over the past week or so, I've been working with somebody on a Discord bot, and I've been putting together a Discord server, the purpose of which I can only hint at with this image that you're seeing on the screen right now. What could it mean? It's probably pretty obvious, but please be excited for the official announcement of that. Now, let's jump into more news in the world of Upland. This is something which Upland snuck out pretty quietly, actually. If you now look at your block explorers, I don't know if it will show up if I click on it. Here we go. You may notice that I can now actually see my glorious Radish Explorer because the collection chips aren't in the way anymore. They did a bit of a sneaky update, which I think is great. So clearly development is going on in Upland, and this is something which was really high up on the feedback form. So I know for sure that the Upland developers take serious note of the stuff which is highly upvoted on the feedback form. If you have a suggestion for something you want to see in Upland, or something you want changing, I'd highly recommend going on the Discord, going on the feedback channel in the Discord server, and you'll see a link that will take you to the feedback page, and people propose stuff there all the time, and you can upvote and downvote. It's a little bit like Reddit, but for suggestions on things to include in Upland. I've got something on there. Why not? What's the fun in having a YouTube channel if I can't promote my own stuff now and then? I'm going to go by most voted, and if I scroll down or search for send shops is my idea. Because I think this will work on so many levels, right? So when I'm treasure hunting, I want to be able to buy more sends. I don't care if I have to pay 100, 200 UpX per send. I need sends, and it's a massive pain, especially in cities like Chicago, to find those sends. So I've made the idea that players can set up send shops, and they basically become scavengers, right? So it's a really good way theoretically for new players to make money. They scavenge the map, they grab sends, and then they deposit them in a send shop. They list them for sale, and then more experienced players who don't have the time to scavenge for sends but do have the money to buy them will then pay the newer players who are the send scavengers for their sends. So that's sort of like a new avenue for players to make UpX, and Upland will get their percentage fee on each side of the interaction. I think send shops are a great idea. So if you agree, upvote my idea, number 360 send shops. There you go, that's my plug. But I guess while I'm on this page, look, if you go right up to the top, look at all these ideas. These are all the most upvoted things, and I think they've actually removed the chip. They've actually removed it because they've done it. So one of the most voted things on here was to change the way the Block Explorer chips works. They've done it. They're no longer hiding the Block Explorers, which was one of the main suggestions. And one of the other main suggestions was actually changing the way they display so that it only shows your active collections, because you had so many people walking around and they'd done tons of collection swaps, temporary swaps, and they had stacks and stacks of chips, and to be honest, it kind of devalued those collections a little bit because it made it look like everybody had them. But in reality, a rare collection is rare. There shouldn't have been that many people walking around with rare chips, and in fact I've lost my rare chips because the only rare collections I had, I've already sold them. So embarrassingly, I've lost my rare chips. But that's a small price to pay to get my Block Explorer Vision back. So that is something which Upland have kind of snuck in, and to be honest, I think that's kind of preparing everybody for the end of collection swapping. If you're not aware, Upland have basically said that in the future, when you're swapping for a collection bonus, you have to wait a certain period of time before you can get that bonus. That's basically going to be an end to the collection swaps, because you'd have to hold on to that swapped property for like an extended period of time. Unless you're like best friends with somebody, you're not going to trust them with your collection properties to do that collection swap transaction. So I think this change is kind of in preparation for that, and I've got no issue with that at all. In fact, I quite support it. Well done, Upland. The other big piece of news was announced yesterday, and that's that Upland is going to be revealing a major new innovation in the Metaverse at South by Southwest, Monday, March the 14th, from 11 AM Pacific time to 4 PM Pacific time. What could that be? People were wondering. Well, is it something new to do with meta ventures? Is it something to do with personal residences in the metaverse? Is it the cars? Well, it turns out that some of those people were probably right, because if you click on the midwesthouse.org website and scroll down to March the 14th, you will see a panel called Cars in the Metaverse, a fireside chat with Upland.me. So that's basically confirmed, right? So we're going to be seeing cars officially announced Monday, March the 14th at the South by Southwest convention. Very exciting. And actually, to reinforce that even more, just about half an hour ago at the time of recording, X1 the Gamer, one of the community managers for Upland, actually posted this very interesting, provocative image. Hang on, let me bring it up. Here it is. Here is the image. Now you can pause the video and try to interpret this as long as you like. I've done the same, and I figured out exactly what it is. So I think a lot of people knew it was probably something to do with cars, but they weren't exactly sure what they were looking at. So there's this kind of curvy, shape here. It's got almost at the back, it looks almost like a snake head, and then you can see these 3 red dots. So immediately you're thinking cars, red dots, that's got to be some sort of tail light, and it is. I figured it out. This is the side view of a car, a sports car. It's the back half of a sports car that is like facing left. So this is the back of the car with a little spoiler on the top. The spoiler is sort of looks like a bit of a snake's head, and that is the back tail light, and the car is facing its side as we're looking at it. So this is the back half. So it kind of comes up, and this is sort of coming up to the roof. So this is sort of the back window of the car. So that is, I'm 90% sure that's what we're looking at. It's a very weird, nebulous picture, but it's something to get people excited, right? But yeah, I'm pretty sure that is the perspective that we're looking at. So that is something else to be excited about. We've got my special announcement that's coming up soon. The collection chips have been changed, and it's proof that Upland staff are listening to our requests and implementing stuff, not even with great fanfare. They're just chugging along in the background. They're just doing it. All of your collection chips that you still have active are now automatically more valuable because they've removed all of the inactive ones. Cars are coming to the Metaverse. Announcement on Monday the 14th of March. There is a lot to be looking forward to in Upland and on the Upland Analysis channel. If you're not already subscribed, you can see how close we are to 2,000. If you're not subscribed yet, what are you doing? Just subscribe. It's free. Thank you very much to everybody who watches the videos and likes and subscribes on the channel. And until next time, I'll see you then.